Casanova associate that's facing the death penalty in the RICO case.
Right.
And it was believed over the murder of the kid in Poughkeepsie, a 15-year-old boy.
Right.
What do you think? Is this trying to put pressure, or they're really trying to get these guys?
They're getting them. Listen, when you run a gang or you're involved in an organized gang, where you guys are committing robberies or selling drugs or using firearms or shooting or robbing, this is where these guys go wrong. And they start to lock you in, especially with a murder and an investigation. That brings the case to a whole new level, right. Because you committed acts of violence where you actually you killed someone. So the ante goes up, the charges go up, and your time goes up. So, with the indictment on Casanova and them, I mean, I'm sure Casanova is probably like going crazy right now with all this going on that he's involved with,
Right. It seems just like, I don't know. I mean, I guess he would know more, but they're trying to. I feel like a little bit. It seems like a stretch. Like they took one interview, and I heard through a court hearing they just played it. Hey, in the Cannon interview, they said, "Hey, Cass says, hey, I'm still ape," and they're just using that part.
Well, I mean, you use that. This is what I talk about social media with these guys too. Yeah, you can say you're part of this gang or whatever it is, but they have to have proof. And I'm sure listen. Remember, I was telling you, I think they arrested 18 to 20 something people in that case?
Yeah, I think 18.
You don't think out of those cases out of all of those people, you're going to get multiple cooperators? They're all going to talk sooner or later, and they're all going to give up and say, this is what I did, this is what he did. He was the boss, he was the mastermind, he held the guns, I did the shooting, I was ordered to do this. You see where I'm going with this?
Right.
When you say all of this stuff, it paints a picture. And when you have all these cooperators against certain people, see, the federal government is different. Like in the state, a perpetrator, two perpetrators that commit a crime, you can't use the other perpetrator's testimony against you. Like say you and I are doing something,
right?
And I said you did it. They can't just use that to go on that.
You need an outside witness.
They need an independent witness also. But in the federal case, when you have all these cooperators, they become witnesses. The federal government is different. They can use all of that against you. They'll build a case against you, but they can definitely use the cooperators because they get them to take lesser sentences to testify against you. That happened in the Tekashi 6ix9ine case. When Tekashi 6ix9ine went on the stand and testified against Shadi. And look what Shadi got 15 years, right? And he did a year and he's out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, actually, I think Shadi took a plea, testified about the guys that robbed him.
Who?
Tekashi testified towards.
Yeah, but he testified about the gang,
right? He gave
about the blood, about how they were a RICO, they were organized, how they committed other crimes, they committed other shootings,
right.
And look, Shadi got 15 years, as opposed to what Tekashi 6ix9ine got.
Well, it seems like they're trying to. It seems like the other guys put in so much, did the majority of the crimes. And listen,
doesn't matter if you're part of a gang organization, and your gang, which they identify you as a lieutenant or you're the OG, and you go out and your gang commits several shootings on your orders or because you're involved and you have influence over them, you're part of the gang. You could be the lieutenant, you could be the OG, the guy who runs the show. You still direct and have correct involvement with these guys as far as them participating in some of these violent acts, like the shooting at the Barclays Center, out in LA, the fight at the airport. I mean, there was some, shooting at Chief Keef. There was so many right. There was so many different instances. The shooting at Philippe Chow with the off-duty cop. Right. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So you have all these violent incidents that happen. It's very difficult for you to get out from under that. Hard.
And that's the point of the RICO. If you knew about it or in the gang.
That's it. And once they identify the organization and they identify who's who, they go after. And then they get cooperators to say, what is his involvement? Well, he's the boss. He tells me, he gets the guns, he pays me, he tells me to do X, Y, and Z. And what is his role? Well, he's the leader. He tells the lieutenant what he wants done. And who are these other guys? Well, they're my little workers. They, like me, we all take orders from these guys. We're part of a gang. See what I'm saying?
Right.